The Olympics, the biggest mega event in the world where countries come together on a global stage to give their athletes the opportunity to represent their country and to try to win a gold medal. A global stage like the Olympics can cause anxiety to skyrocket because of all the immense pressure put onto the athletes to perform. Without proper mental preparation, all of the training athletes go through can be voided if an athlete lets anxiety override, causing them to fail at their competition. Part of the training process is not only physical, but it is also mental. With help, anxiety can be reduced or turned into being facilitated to an athlete's performance. But first, there are some things you need to know about competition anxiety. Competition anxiety can be broken down into two parts: cognitive anxiety and somatic anxiety. Rainer Martins and his colleagues broke down what cognitive and somatic anxiety mean. Cognitive anxiety is caused by negative expectations and self-evaluations. An athlete may think, "I am not going to win because I am not as good as the other competitors." Somatic anxiety is the physiological arousal of anxiety. For example, an athlete may feel jittery, they can't stop moving, their heart is racing, and they feel really tense. There has been some major theories put out about competition anxiety. The zone of optimal functioning. This theory states that arousal differs from person to person performing the same activity and differs from each activity. For example, a golfer may need lower levels of arousal than a soccer player needs in order to perform due to the natures of their sports. The multidimensional anxiety theory. This theory states that high cognitive anxiety will result in poor performance and a moderate amount of somatic anxiety will result in optimal performance. But what are the ways that Olympians can reduce and regulate their anxiety? Here are some psychological skills that Olympians can use. Number 1, imagery. Imagery has two main functions: motivation and cognitive. These are used to facilitate behavior and are able to be focused towards general or specific goals. Cognitive specific and general imagery focuses more on performing skills and strategies. Motivational specific and general imagery focuses more on arousal regulation and visualizing specific goals like winning a gold medal. Number 2, progressive muscle relaxation. This technique is helpful to reduce overall body tension, which will in turn reduce mental tension. From head to toe in sections, you must tense the muscles and then relax them. This technique is usually guided by an audio script. Number 3, self-confidence. Performance improves as the level of confidence increases up to an optimal point that an athlete believes that they can achieve their goals and strive towards them. A lack of confidence can result in self-doubt, which can create anxiety.
Confidence, baby, confidence!
Number 4, chimp brain. Sometimes before competition, negative thoughts start coming in. The chimp brain is that voice of anxiety and unreasoning. Naturally, you would want to ignore it, but don't. Let the chimp brain talk for 2 to 15 minutes to get out all of the negative things out without trying to immediately cancel it out. This is called chimp purging. After that is all out, An athlete can now focus on the competition at hand. Number 5, cognitive reframe / positive self-talk. It is exactly what it sounds like. This is great to use right after chimp purging. Athletes can use this technique to reassure themselves of their ability to win in their competition. Here are ways that some Olympians reduce their anxiety before competition. Before the Olympic trials, I was doing a lot of visualization, and I think that helped me to get a feel of what it's going to be like when I get out there. Michael Phelps. It sounds stupid, but by thinking about your breathing, it stops you from thinking about anything else. If you push your belly out when you take a deep breath in, like doing the opposite of what you think you should do, it really helps. It's hard to do, but it makes you think about that instead of thinking about the race or whatever it is you're going out there to do. Laura Trott. I just kind of distract my mind with thinking about the process of what I have to do, and I try to put the emotions to one side. So I start off focusing on hurdles. That's the first event. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to think about. And then I go on to the next event. I try to think about it in a really logical way and break it down so that it is not overwhelming. Jess Ennis Hill. Please note, these techniques are not quick fixes. Psychological skills techniques should be implemented into the training process. This will allow time for athletes to master the techniques in order to be ready for competition and to not let anxiety overcome them. Olympians should continue practicing their mental skills as long as they continue to participate in their sports. Incorporating psychological skills into the training process can be the difference between winning a gold, silver, bronze medal or not placing at all. Because remember, 90% of competition is mental and the other 10% is physical.